Buongiorno, and welcome to Placemaking Week Europe 2025, live, reporting live from Reggio Emilia. And my name's Kristen. I'm seated here on our Good Place bench with Ksenia. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And right now the vibe in the city is going strong. We have a lot of energy. There's lots of events throughout the city, really cool locations, and I'm excited to be here and of course to have some delicious pasta later. Anyways, so to get started, Ksenia, can you introduce yourself to the fine people watching this video right now or listening to it?
Hi everyone, my name is Ksenia. I'm an architect working in Milan. Originally I'm from Russia, from very small settlement, from very small village in Russia. And but for the last 7 years I live in Italy, and for last 4 years I live in Milan and work in Milan in landscape design studio, landscape consultancy studio called Land.
And what are you doing at Land?
Yeah, as I said, I'm an architect. I work on actually project of different scales, and I'm here today in Placemaking Week Europe to present one of the project that is particularly in my heart, called Heritact, and it's the project, let's say, of placemaking with the implementation of nature-based solutions.
What is it about this project that is like sparking this like sparkle I see in your eye as soon as you mentioned it? Is there like some specific elements of the project that stand out to you, or something you're just super passionate about with it?
Yes, I mean, this project is a real placemaking project, and I was curious about placemaking as a concept and as an approach to design and to create the new spaces in the cities since university. And so this topic was always something that would brighten my eyes.
I see it.
Yes, and finally I got the chance within the studio to work on this project. And I mean, I have a background as an architect, and I still position myself as an architect and a placemaker. But it was specifically curious for me what me as a landscape specialist, as architect, can bring to the projects like that, where there is a lot of civic engagement, there is a lot of participation, there are a lot of people involved in the project. So I always was thinking, okay, maybe architects should do architecture and placemakers should do the placemaking. And this project actually is a proof that architects also can do placemaking, and it can be introduced in bigger scale projects and create the change which can be measured in design solutions that we bring.
Right. Definitely. I mean, I think I've also noticed the sort of transition from the architecture firms also now also having their own sort of placemaking departments within the firm, which is amazing. All for that. I'm curious, actually, when you were going through the placemaking process for this particular project, was there anything that surprised you?
That's an interesting question because I mean I had I think the whole process was new for me, just to be a participant, because I studied placemaking projects. I watched them like to be realized, like already to be being realized. I studied them during my thesis project in university. It was the topic actually of my thesis project, but to be there inside, I actually understood better the timing and the dynamics of like communication with people, and I understood, and I think it's really never-ending process of like exploring how you can exchange your thoughts in better way, in more efficient way, and and also as an architect being humble. Like, that's that's a, that's a good point, I would say, that because we are as architects sometimes are obsessed with design. We watch design, with value projects based on the design and efficiency, and here the dynamic is different, and it's more about not the final decision, like design solution, but about the process, and you need to focus. You have to rewire yourself a little bit. I think that was maybe not surprising, but something that I needed. Even I studied it and everything, but being inside the project, I needed to learn then again.
That's totally fair. I can imagine. And I mean, um, when you're talking about placemaking, and you mentioned, of course, there's a process. It's not called place made. It's placemaking, so it's ongoing. Um, how did you see the placemaking process influence the design?
As you've already noticed that placemaking now, it's in many architectural studios, it's a trend. We can find also placemakers as like literally work position in developer companies. I think in general it's about like participatory process that influence a lot the design dynamics, let's say, of big big architectural and landscape design projects. And even if before it was like a choice, I think now it became like, oh my god, you are not doing participatory project. Like, where do you get the idea? What do you need to do like in the place? How you communicate? What is your community? All these questions become more and more relevant. Also because we are challenged to design better and in more sustainable way, and that's what we do in land. We care about like measuring how our project impact the environment specifically. So apart from the input and the continuous collaboration with partners, with the clients, with the public institutions, with citizens, there is also that our job is changing because we have much more input now for design. It's not anymore about only beauty or efficiency or economic efficiency. It's all together. You have to bring many things together, and I think that's the main issue for the design, and the main challenge, but also a new point to get excited, to get like challenged, and to move forward. You know.
Yeah, I love that. It's you have to again put on a different pair of shoes in that whole new outfit. Hey, I'm curious because at the beginning when you introduced yourself, you said you're originally from Russia and you're now living in Milan. Can you share a little bit more about that journey and that transition, and how did you design your home, your new place in the city?
Yeah, I originally from Russia. As I said, I was born in small village, actually in east, the most east part of Russia, and then I studied in St. Petersburg, which already was like complete change of like environment around me, and I started to learn actually what the city is, because I lived in village surrounded by forest, and it was completely another scale. And then yeah, so I studied in St. Petersburg, and I have background in interior design projects, which helped me a lot to to like to start to care about details, to change again the scale already in the design, and to care more about small details and how they make difference. But the thing is that from the interior, I wanted to go to exterior. I wanted to explore landscape design, urban design. So I started to search for opportunities, and I cannot say that I have like specific idea that's why I wanted to study in Italy. I think honestly it was about
Let's be honest, it's about the
yes, it was about food. Yes.
and
I
many
mean,
things.
but food, culture, and Italy. I learned a lot in my journey in Italy how to be in the moment and how to catch the moments and how to sometimes you need just to relax and be present and not to worry about like big plans. But I have to say also that I studied in Italy. When I moved to Italy, I studied in Turin, in Politecnico di Torino, and that was life-changing experience for me because I learned so much. I was involved in so many projects and volunteering in Turin. I met Luca Ballarini. I don't know if you know him. I learned about utopian hours. I really found so many new things that was just like mind blowing for me. And yeah, I think Turin was inspiration for me to start to dig in placemaking. And then yeah, I mean, I'm still was an architect. I found a job in where I actually wanted to find a job in landscape design, and it was always kind of apart. Like placemaking was apart from my job at the beginning, and I was like, no, I'm a serious architect. Like I do a project, and I'm actually very good in working on big scale projects, master plan, and so on. But I was curious if I can combine it in some way, because I also believe that placemaking, as we say, like big urban development need placemaking sometimes to activate spaces, to create platforms for experimentation, to make the environment more dynamic. I think also placemaking can thrive if they work in collaboration with the big urban development. If it's in some way this synergy can create incredible outcomes. And yeah, and then in some way actually now in land we are working specifically on that, so we try to find the ways how to merge these two initiatives in and how to bring placemaking more in our big urban developments, and we already have some examples of that in our experience, and how make urban development project more inclusive, more participatory. So yes, that's let's say how my journey to placemaking and to Italy was.
I love, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I mean, I can also imagine for you, like the culture change and yeah, the new experiences. It was really nice to hear you say that Italy encouraged you, I guess you can say, to slow down and be here now, and embrace these moments. So, would you say that Milan is a good place? And is it your good place? You have to just think a little bit, a bit deep thoughts for the morning time. I know, I know, I know.
Um, I think that Milan has a great potential to be a good place. Uh, I think it's very diverse place. and I mean, I'm still in my time to find my place in the city, if I have to be honest. But I think that in Milan, a lot of things changing, like really in recent years. So I think yes, it has a great potential to be a good place in the future. Maybe it is for some people. I It's also difficult for me to say the good place as a whole city. There are good places in Milan. I would say so. Yeah.
What would what would make it what would make it for you personally a good place, like a place where you feel fully comfortable and fully yeah, in your element, I guess you can say.
I believe that we talk that Italy really is welcome you to slow down, and maybe Milan is is still standing a little bit apart. And I think yeah, it will be great if people in Milan and the city itself can slow down sometimes, which is not related to chauffeur. I don't know what to say, to like the manifestation or some like extreme events, but it just slow down in the way we approach life. It's a dynamic city, I have to say, and after living in Turin, with I would say good place already. Still things to improve, but it's a good place. I saw the potential in Milan. I saw that yes, some things, but maybe not working as I would like them to work. But I was inspired when I moved to Milan, and I still inspired to work on the project in Milan. And yeah, I think yeah, slow down is an option.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Ksenia, for sharing your story and also about your work. Really, really cool. I hope I can check out your talk later. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of the conference. We have a lot ahead of us. So,
Yes, thank you very much.
all right. Ciao.